everybody, and welcome to Escape to Books. My name is Sarah, and this is my review of the Thursday Murder Club's third book in the series, The Bullet That Missed by Richard Osman. I'm really loving the character development in this series. It's definitely first and foremost. I wouldn't rank this as the best book in the series so far. The second one was definitely my favorite. However, this is probably in a good third place. It's probably second book, first book, third book for me so far. This series could definitely be a long one. I'm definitely settling in for a long series. While these characters are older, they don't really show any signs of stopping anytime soon. I really think this is going to be like a Poirot type series where it just keeps going and going. Maybe we'll get 30 books by the end of it. Getting into this book, you have your main characters. Same as with all the other books, you get a little bit more depth of character for Ron, and I think a little more depth of character for Joyce. This still follows the same kind of formula. You have more than one mystery. In this one, you had two. You have your normal characters, and you have the characters you're coming back to, and you have the new characters that are introduced. Every character then introduced, some were eccentric, some were rich and lonely, some were celebrity personalities, and you really get that group dynamic where, all walks of life come together to solve this mystery, or I should say these two mysteries. You have Elizabeth getting into some trouble. You have Ron finding a potential partner. You have Donna finding a potential partner. You have Chris really finding his stride within his new relationship. You got Ibrahim. Who is really taking a back seat in this one, I think, since he was such in the forefront, but he does get a little bit of a shine in this one too. Got Bogdan, who's also kind of getting into a stride for his new relationship. Elizabeth's husband is still prevalent in this, especially when she is put in a situation where she has to act. And without giving too much away, I really enjoyed his portrayal of, having memory loss due to the Alzheimer's, and the kind of shine that they give him whenever he can, be cognizant, and when he can help with the investigations himself, and just his own little genius, even while he's fighting with his own memory loss and, not really knowing what's going on. I've never had anybody in my life with that kind of situation, so it's interesting to see and really get a perspective on. You have a little bit of a celebrity who's who in this. You've got reporters, you've got TV personalities like news anchors, you've got authors. You've got to dip into the local flavor, basically, for a couple of different entertainment industries. I really thought that was cool, and you can see how the public around them portrays them, and how they really have no real privacy outside of their own personal homes. You also get to hear a little bit about cryptocurrency, which was interesting, having elderly characters kind of look at technology and really be open about it. That's very different in my family, and in some families that I know. Well, even in me, I have a problem with a lot of technology. You have a couple new places that are kind of dominating in this. You obviously have Cooper's Chase, the retirement home. You have the bus back and forth, or the subway. You have Joyce telling her stories. Although they weren't as prevalent in this as the other ones, she does still give you her inner voice and her thoughts on things as they happen, which I've really grown to love, and I've gone into her Instagram to try to kind of match the pictures to the timeline, which is kind of fun. You have a couple new mansions to go to, or high-end hotels or apartments. You have a really cool kind of curio shop or antique shop, if you will, that was prevalent in this towards the end. And you have not as many countries in this as you did a couple of the other ones. It does bounce from, your English setting to a couple other places. I really enjoyed the mystery in this. As always, it's a little convoluted, hard to follow, but as layers and layers get peeled back and you get to see a little bit more as time goes on, you really get to see the depth of these mysteries, something I would never be able to write, and something that I can barely even figure out. Like, as soon as I think I have something figured out, it gets scratched out, or they talk about it briefly, and then, it gets passed along, and then they kind of work it out, and you're like, no, that's not really part of it. And you get ideas with this mystery, or mysteries, and you get to see them kind of flesh out, and I really like how Osman does that. Like the other books in this series, I really enjoyed this. I would give it a 4 out of 5 stars, but since Goodreads doesn't do half measures, I give it a 5 out of 5 stars because I like to round up. This series is quickly becoming a favorite of mine, and I hope next month I'll be able to get to the next one. There is quite a long wait for it on Libby. It says a couple months wait in both the ones that I have tagged, so I'm going to have to see if I can get to it next month. It might be some time until I can get to the next one, unless I just up and buy a copy. But I really want to get the other ones too. I'm hoping maybe sometime there'll be a bundled set where you can get them all, which would be nice. But at this point, I don't know where this is going to stop. I mean, like I said, I think this is really going to be a long series, and I'm here for every minute of it. Have you read this series so far? I think the third book was a great continuation, and I can't wait to see what's in the next one. I go into each of these as blindly as I can. I don't even read the blurbs, so I get to fully enjoy the book as it unfolds. What kind of rating did you give this series so far? So far it's at a high 4 to 5 range for me as a whole. Please like and subscribe. I've got a Discord, an Instagram, and a Goodreads. Discord and Instagram are, of course, on my channel page, and the Instagram is my name, escape2 and then _books, if you would like to follow along there. And until next time, let's continue reading.